So far, she has 5 eggs that she laid, and I think she still has a couple more inside of her.
I'm finally facing it all, fearless.
What is up, everybody? Good morning and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to today's video. So I woke up this morning and I went downstairs to check on the snakes, and we got our first clutch of the season. So I'm really excited. So it's the first one to start the ball rolling, and it wasn't finally laid. When I looked this morning when I first got up, there was 1 egg that had come out, and then you could tell she was still pushing out the rest. So she just started laying. So she's still actually laying now. So we're gonna check on her in a little bit later in this video and see if she's finally done and how we're gonna go set up those eggs, put them in the incubator. But first, this morning when I got up, I went outside and we were doing a little bit of yard work and putting mulch down and pulling weeds, but I found what I think is a sapling maple tree. It's like a stick with a leaf on it, and I think it's gonna be maple tree. So I dug it up and planted it here. Look at this. So you look at it and tell me what you think. I think those are maple leaves. It's a little stick, and we just planted it in this vase, put it by the windowsill, and we're gonna water it and just see what happens. And you guys tell me what you think. I'll pull it over here, maybe you can see it better. So what do you think? Is it a maple tree? Is it a maple sapling? Comment below, let me know what you think. And what are the odds of this thing staying alive? I think we're gonna do it, then we'll be able to raise it up into a big tree. Who knows? It might be dead by tomorrow. Oh, and don't mind this Rubbermaid full of water on the ground and water all over the kitchen and into this room. We were just filming our next vlog. So after this video, we're gonna post another one tomorrow, and you're gonna see what we were filming in the kitchen. So before anybody says that my little maple tree is a dumb idea and I shouldn't have dug it up, well, it was growing up next against the house when we were, oh yeah, and not to mention, we got this guy that just came in. So we dug it up because it was right next to the house and growing, but I had done this once before a few years back. I was on the other side of my property, right on the other side of my fence was the same thing, what I thought was a little maple tree, and it was tiny. It was a little stick with a couple little flowers on it, a couple leaves, and so I dug it up. I put it into a pot and I let it there, so I left it in the pot for like a year, and then I ended up planting it, and this is what we got so far. It's now probably about, I don't know, 10, 12 feet tall. So we're just starting to get buds on it this year. So we've had this tree now planted in this location for probably about 2 years now. So we've had it for about 3 years in total. But it's definitely gotten a lot bigger. It's now definitely, like I said, it looks a little sad because spring just started, but you can see all the buds on there. It keeps coming back year after year. So same thing, this I dug up out of the ground when it was probably only about this tall. And we just planted it, and I don't know, it's taken off. So we'll see if maybe the same thing can happen with this one. And quarantine has us doing a bunch of projects, so we just remulched this. We had all these bushes here. We had these all lined around here, but they got so big they were overgrowing the sidewalk. You couldn't really walk around the pool on the side, so we ripped up all these bushes here. We ripped up about 6 of them along here, and then we just backed the mulch all the way up. We put a weeping cherry tree, a little maple here, some bushes around here, some azaleas. But so landscaping is on point now. I have nothing else to do while we're at home. Did all this white vinyl fencing, and I know if you guys saw yesterday's video, we got our little chicken coop and duck house. So far things are going good. All right, let's get back inside and check on these eggs. Okay, so next thing we're gonna do is set up our egg box. This is where the eggs are gonna go in, and then this is gonna go into the incubator. So I'm gonna show you the way that I do it, the way I've been doing it, and then I'll tell you about another way that you could do it. So what I'm gonna do is take the perlite, I'm gonna put that into this and create a small bedding of about maybe like 1.5 inches, 2 inches of perlite. And then I'm gonna add water into it and make it about a 50-50 split in weight, 50-50 split in weight of perlite and water. If you watch other videos on YouTube, I know Brian Gundy, his method is he does a 50-50 in weight as well. He just puts the eggs directly into the bedding. I use I'll put this on top of the bedding and then set the eggs right on top of this light diffuser. This light diffuser, you get it like Home Depot. It comes in huge sections, and then you can just cut them to fit and make like probably 40 of these with one sheet of light diffuser. So I'll make the bedding, put this on top of the bedding, put the eggs on top of this, and then if the eggs aren't attached to one another, if they're just individual eggs, they'll just roll around. So I'll use these little golf tees and just stick them around the eggs just to kind of keep the eggs from rolling around in the incubator. And then once we put that all in there, we're gonna get press and seal, you know, that clear wrap. I'll put the clear wrap over here and I'll press and seal it around the edges. This also does have small holes drilled into it, just to create a little bit of air circulation in there. And that's it. And then once that's done, we're gonna put our lid on there. We'll write down some information. We'll get rid of all this stuff from the old clutches. And we'll write down how many eggs are in there, what female it came from, the date it went in there, the date that they're due to hatch, etc. So let's get this all set. Okay, so there's our mixture of equal parts in weight of perlite and water. That's just gonna sit right on top, and the eggs are gonna sit on this. All right, so let's head downstairs and check on the snake and see if she's done laying.
All right, so we'll double check it, but I'm thinking it's 7 or 8 eggs is what it looks like. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna pull her tub out. I'm gonna set it on the table. I have a new bin ready for her, so what I'm gonna do is pull her off the eggs. She's gonna go into a brand new clean bin. We're gonna close that and then let her sit for maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5 days before we even offer her food. And that way, what we're gonna do is, I'm also gonna, after this is all settled, I'm gonna put her in a little bit of water with a drop of soap in there, just to kind of get all the scent of eggs off of her. But the new tub is gonna smell completely different. She's not gonna have the scent of eggs on her anymore. And then that way I can work on cleaning her old enclosure. So what we'll do is, with her bin, so this is where she's gonna go for now. So that's her bin. So what we're gonna do is then take that bin, we're gonna clean that whole bin with soap and water. Then I'm gonna go inside the actual bin slot here and rub all the walls and the ceiling and clean it all down. So that way her new tub will have this, get rid of the scent of eggs. We wanna get rid of that smell of eggs so she forgets that she was just a mother. And that way she goes back to thriving and wanting to eat again. And we can start feeding her and plumping her back up and get her back on food. So she's nice and healthy. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take the tub out, put it on the table, rip her off the eggs, gently, not rip her off the eggs, but we're gonna take off the eggs, put her in a new enclosure, and then we can sort the eggs into the bin and get that in the incubator. And that way we can try to get these eggs all to hatch healthy. And we're gonna candle them also so we can see if there's veins in there. Make sure these eggs are even good. She could have just laid a bunch of dud eggs that aren't even fertile. So let's check this out. Okay, so we have her out. Now what we're gonna do is take her off of these eggs, and then we're gonna put her into this new enclosure. Okay, so that was nice and easy. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh my gosh. This is such a good clutch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is our biggest clutch ever to date in 3 years. We've had 9 eggs once. Our first clutch ever was 9 eggs, but 2 of them went bad. So 7 hatched. So if we get all 9 of these to go, then we're gonna be, this will be our biggest clutch ever to date. Okay, so now what we did, we turned all the lights off in the room, and I'm just going to use my iPhone, and we're going to candle them and just see what we're trying to look for now is, if we put this light right up to the egg, see how you can see all the veins inside there? That's how you know it's a good egg. And you can see they're round. I don't know if you can see on the very top, there's like a round circle. That's the embryo, so that side should be facing up. Veins there in that one. I hope you can see it. There's veins in there. Veins in that one. There's veins in there. There's veins in there, but they're kind of weak. Not super easy to see. There's veins in that one. Not super bright. Veins in that one. Veins in there. Veins. Alright, so let's turn these lights on. So now these are all stuck together. All the eggs are actually stuck together, but I pulled this one apart and this one apart, and these all fit nicely, and these I just set back in here. So all of these eggs right here, these 7 are all stuck together. You can see they're not going to come apart. They can, but there's no real point to pull them apart since they're not stacked on top of each other. So they're perfectly fine like that. So we'll get the saran wrap on top, put the lid on it, and get it in the incubator. So then just like that, we put press and seal over the top.
And that way it creates a nice little seal, and then the lid goes on, and that's it. And then they go into the incubator. And here we go. This is our het pied, laid on 4/8, hatch 6/4. So you saw the mom. She looked just like a normal everyday snake, and I'll show you the dad. So this is the dad. He is what's called a piebald. So he has some sections of pattern, and then blotches of white. You never know how much white you're gonna get. So I'll show you a couple other ones. So this is one of his babies from a different clutch. So we're gonna get some of these. Now, in order to get some of these pieds that have the sections of white on there, the mom and the dad both have to carry the gene. So the mom carries it inside of her because it's a recessive gene, so she's het for pied. The dad's a visual pied, so both of those will give us pied babies. We're gonna get some pieds, and then we're gonna get some that look normal, just like the mom, but will carry the pied gene, which will be good for future breeding. So we're gonna get some that look like this, and then some that look like the mom that look just normal. So I know I've been getting a lot of emails about people that want pieds, so this will be the clutch to keep an eye for. Plus we have another female that's gonna be laying pretty soon with more pieds.
So that's it for today's video. Again, I'm excited to get this season rolling. Our first clutch of 2020 is here. I'm super excited. We're off to a good start. 9 eggs, huge clutch, huge clutch, huge, and it's just huge. Probably one of the biggest clutches. You're gonna have some clutches that are small, some that are big. When you're here, most of them are gonna be big. They're gonna be magical, huge clutches. It's just amazing. 2020, big year. And remember, none of these eggs are from China. None, no China eggs here. So again, stay tuned for the next video. We've got more videos coming out. I have another video ready to go out tomorrow as well, so stay tuned to the channel. We're growing. We're pumping out videos as much as we can to keep you guys entertained in the quarantine. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, everybody.